Good evening. Welcome to the news tonight, this first day of September 2019. My name is Wadilo Mark Arnold, and we have Elizabeth Nakakuni on sign language. Now, the news in detail. President Museveni has mourned Najirinya Maria and promised to ensure that the murderers are punished. This was on a phone call to Francis Lubowa, the father of the murdered girl. He offered condolence of 10 million shillings to cater for the burial expenses. The late Najirinya Maria was pronounced missing last Wednesday and later found dead in a garden in Mukono district. More details on this story.
A funeral service for Maria Nagrinya, the girl who was kidnapped and murdered by unknown assailants, has been held at Zambia Catholic Church in Kampala. Reverend Father Semanda Joseph, the Zambia parish priest, officiated the prayers that were characterized by a somber mood.
Ngasinzira ku bulamu bw'omugenzi obulungi n'obuweereza bw'azaakola mu bitongole ebitali bimu nga n'abavubuka wa kabondo ka St. bali ku ddembe n'abavubuka w'ekisomesa kino ekya St. Anthony n'obuweereza obutali bumu mugenzi ono bw'azaakola Katonda amukwatula ekisa musonyiwe ensobi ze yagwamu.
Mourners appealed for investigations into the murder of the young social worker.
We ask for justice. Ate nga family tetugenda giving up, tujja kunoonyereza paka era nsaba okuweereza bugambo buno eri poliisi.
Abantu abo abakomye ku mwana wange yafukibwako amafuta Katonda ajja bakuba ekigonga bwe yakikuba Sawulo, ajja bazira amaaso babulwe gye balaga.
Francis Lubowa, the bereaved parent, said President Yoweri Museveni, through telephone call, pledged 10 million shillings towards burial expenses.
His Excellency abasaasidde nnyo, simanyi amawulire baba bamutuuseko gatya, naye tumwebaza kubanga atugulumizza okutuwa ekitiibwa ekyo. Bagamba nti omukulembeze ne bwakuyita obuyisa erinnya nolwowulira nga owaga.
Lubowa says President promised to engage the security agencies and arrest the perpetrators.
Era nankakasa nti agenda kulaba b'ofiisa bagoberere ekintu ekyo.
Nagrinya Maria went missing on Wednesday night together with her driver, Ronald Chitayimbwa, with whom they were both found dead and bodies dumped in Namasab County, Mukono district.
Nembea ne Maria paka wetutuukidde omwaka ogwo ogwagwa okusalawo nti tukyale mbazadde tukole embaga nga ndi ne mukyala wange Maria abadde briefcase yange, Maria abadde amanya ebizibu byange, Maria nampulira.
According to reliable information, the late Nagrinya Maria, who was also influential at St. Peter's Zambia Cathedral, last appeared here on Tuesday evening. The same week, she was announced missing the next day.
The remains of Maria Nagrinya has been laid to rest at her ancestral home in Chibuye, a Kampala suburb. At the time of her death, 29-year-old Nagrinya Maria was the assistant project manager at the Community Integrated Development Initiative, a non-governmental organization. Daniel Mugoya, reporting for UBC.
May their souls rest in eternal peace. Now, in other news, the Archbishop-elect of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Kazimba Mugalu, says that the church should learn to do business and sustain its activities and the people of God rather than relying on offerings. This was in a message, as he said bye to the Christians of St. John's Bukomero in Kiboga district as he prepares for the duties of an archbishop.
The fourth bishop of Mityana Diocese for almost 11 years, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, is now in preparations to take over from Stanley Ntagali as the 9th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. Kazimba has begun bidding farewell to parishioners of Mityana Diocese, starting with St. John's Bukomero Parish in Kiboga district.
And this is the first archdeaconry where I'm bidding farewell since I was recently elected on Wednesday as an archbishop elect. And so what was meant to be pastoral visit had turned out to be farewell.
During his sermon, Dr. Kazimba, who preached alongside his wife, Margaret Nagaibulia, called on Christians to respect humanity and avoid acts of abortion and murders.
I am a family planning champion minus abortion because I am an abortion survivor myself. My mother, who was mistreated by my father, told me a powerful message I got before she died. She thanked me for taking care of her, and she told me the secret. She was going to abort, but she was advised by another woman not to do so. That's how I survived. And because of that, I am what I am.
According to Dr. Kazimba, the church can only develop through doing business to run its activities.
Coming from this diocese, I came from Chagwe, from Bukunja. Some of them were hesitant, but after they received me, definitely we have worked together. And there are some projects now to be completed, like a Pennsylvania house, which is a commercial building. And now I want them to complete this project and other projects for income generating, because we need income generating projects to support the church, not depending on the basket collection.
Earlier, the bishop baptized and confirmed several children into the Christ's flock. Several Christians spoke highly of Bishop Kazimba, describing him as humble and developmental-minded, and promised to stand with him as he starts his work.
And first of all, we are proud of him in that there are a number of things, developmental achievement we've got. First and foremost, accommodation of our archdeaconries, vehicles. Every archdeacon has a vehicle. And also other development, we have investments.
We shall keep appreciating. Though he has gone to Namirembe, but we people of Mityana, we shall be with him, because we know that he cannot forget us, because he's our father.
He has made a church from being a pauper to a church which has investment. And that is from a bishop who is transparent, who is trusted. If you are not trusted in this world here, you can never do such things.
Some churches are closing, but here we now have more churches than at the time when he came in. It's really amazing. He's been a great man, and I'm sure God has called the right person for the position of Archbishop of Uganda. And I'm sure the church under his leadership will not be the same again, where we can expect great transformation.
Archbishop-elect Dr. Stephen Kazimba will take over from His Grace Stanley Ntagali on March 2020 at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe. Bernard Yiga, UBC TV, in Kampala.
Congratulations, Dr. Stephen Kazimba. UBC wishes you a good term in your office. Now, in other news, the State Minister for Housing, Chris Baryomunsi, has described the current political gimmicks by opposition against government as a journey to nowhere. Baryomunsi says that Baryomunsi, who is also the Kinkizi East Member of Parliament, says that opposition lacks genuine ideologies which make their journey to State House still a distance away. His remarks appear complementary to those of Justice Minister General Kahinda Otafire, who recently warned Bobi Wine against misusing the People Power slogan. More on the story.
The politics of opposition unity is not new in Uganda's political spectrum, especially after the country's return to elective politics in 1996. It has been attempted both during the movement and multi-party systems of governance. In 2001, Dr. Kizza Besigye, a first-time presidential contender, united with Haji Nasser Ntege Sebagala, a presidential election that put Besigye in second position. In 2011, there were similar attempts in what was termed as inter-party cooperation, which unfortunately saw senior political parties participate independently. Whereas opposition almost successfully united in 2016, the two main political presidential contenders, Dr. Kizza Besigye and Amama Mbabazi, went solo. But why has this division always been so?
We did it in 2001, we did it in 2006, it collapsed, we did it in 2011, they failed. In 2016, we went and supported the DDA. Look for that political party, it's FDC by the way, which has frustrated all the efforts of uniting.
Is it partly because of such splitting up that the ruling national resistance movement has always beaten its opponents to the country's topmost political office? The answer is both yes and no.
They do not exhibit genuine ideological strength to persuade Ugandans that if the opposition took over, they are able to do greater work than what NRM is doing. Many of them, if not all, base their campaign of saying the President Museveni must go, NRM must go, but Ugandans ask, so what? Is that the major issue, or the issue is having a government which is concerned about the welfare of Ugandans and which tries its level best to address the needs of Ugandans, which NRM is doing.
But as such evidence is exhibited, the opposition is at it again, with efforts to get united ahead of 2021 elections being visible. The emergence of People Power under Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has reignited debate on opposition unity, with Besigye brought in the picture again.
In any case, even in the past, I'm sure Bobi Wine has been supporting Besigye, so there will be nothing new. And even if he offers himself as a presidential candidate, what mark, for instance, has he made in the parliament? He's now a parliamentarian with us, but you hardly hear him bring any proposals in the parliament. He's more active on the street than in the parliament where he was elected. He can't even speak in the parliament. He can't move a motion.
About 2 weeks ago, Justice and Constitutional Affairs Minister General Kahinda Otafire laughed off People Power presidential ambitions, urging Bobi Wine to concentrate on music. The statement rubbed some legislators the wrong way.
He's a very good singer. I like his music. Even in my car, praise CDs. Fantastic. Very good composer, very good music. He's my friend. But he knows much about the music and very little about management of society.
Otafire now cannot talk about UPC. They have squeezed life out of UPC. He can, because UPC is no longer a threat. He cannot neither even talk about FDC, because FDC is not a threat. He cannot even talk about DP or any other party or any other movement. But particularly fingers are pointing at People Power because it is now a force to reckon with among the forces of change.
Whether a force to reckon with or not, the ruling party holds a different view. Chris Baryomunsi says government is currently focused on service delivery.
We are focused on ensuring that the manifesto upon which Ugandans voted us is implemented and translated into service delivery to the satisfaction of Ugandans. And I am sure majority of Ugandans appreciate where we have come from and where NRM has taken the country. So the opposition, in my view, still has a long way to go.
General elections may be too far, but too near, as political participants lay strategies for 2021. As opposition craves for a joint presidential candidate, holes are already poked in the quest, as some government officials describe it as a journey to nowhere. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you, Henry, for that in-depth piece. Now, in other news, Parliament will review the HIV and AIDS Prevention and Control Act of 2014 to align with the current global target of ending HIV by the year 2030. The chairperson of the HIV/AIDS Committee of Parliament, Florence Nambozo, says that the Act has some gaps which have to be looked into. Details follow.
An estimated 1.4 million people in Uganda are living with HIV, and more than 1 million are enrolled on treatment, according to the 2016 Uganda HIV/AIDS Impact Assessment Report. Uganda is currently aligning all HIV and AIDS programs with the global target of ending HIV/AIDS by 2030. Uganda has the HIV/AIDS Prevention and Control Act of 2014, but according to the chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on HIV and AIDS, Florence Nambozo, the Act has some gaps which need to be revised.
One of the key things that is in there, one of the clauses is clause 43 that talks about intentional transmission. So we want to look at the whole act so that we go clause by clause in order to have a befitting one.
However, as efforts are directed towards ending HIV and AIDS, there is still a lot of discrimination among people living with HIV, a factor that limits people to freely declare their HIV status.
I was discriminated by my aunt, my cousins. They were separating the plate, cup, for me especially, bed, everything they were separated strictly for me because I'm HIV positive.
On the other hand, the AIDS Support Organization is optimistic that Uganda will meet the 1990 targets by 2020.
So far as the first 90 is concerned, we have achieved 96% of HIV testing against our target that we were given. And when it comes to the second one, we have 97% of our clients put on treatment of those that we identified. In the period under review, we were able to identify 1,145 new clients, and out of that, all of them were put on treatment. Our biggest challenge has been around viral load suppression, but currently as a center, our viral load suppression is at 96%. That means we have surpassed the new target of 95.
The 1990 targets aim at having 90% of people knowing their HIV status, 90% enrolled on sustainable treatment, and 90% having viral suppression by the year 2020. Adiana Kuche, UBC.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Have you completed Senior 4 or Senior 6 and you want to do a 2-year certificate or a diploma course? Makerere Institute for Social Development, an affiliate to Makerere Business School, offers programs in accounting and finance, business administration, procurement and supplies management, social work and social administration, information technology, counseling and guidance, human resource, project planning and management, journalism, secretarial studies, and many others. We are located on Apollo Kegwa Road, next to Oilcom Petrol Station, with a UBTEP Center number.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Arena. Introducing on the right corner, Mr. Action, the reigning heavyweight champion in the ring against
the Headache, the #1 contender. And the bell rings.
Headache charges forward with a steady right and a left hook. Action dodges. He misses out with an inch. Wait a minute. Mr. Action launches back with a kick. The final blow. He is out.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice. Welcome to the first ever Uganda-Tanzania Business Forum and Exhibition taking place on the 4th and the 5th of September 2019 at the Julius Nyerere International Convention Center in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Come and explore new business and investment opportunities. Come and participate in open plenary discussions on finance, bilateral trade, infrastructure, extractives, and their challenges before the heads of state, government ministers, and policy makers, as well as showcasing your products and services at the business exhibition. Registration is now open. Log on to www.businessforum.biz today and register to participate in the 2019 Uganda-Tanzania Business Forum. Call us on 752-470-214 Uganda, and for Tanzania 784-323-068. The Uganda-Tanzania Business Forum is organized by and is proudly sponsored by
Welcome back. You're still watching the news tonight on UBC TV. Now, to her, it takes good casting and directing to have a good movie script. Unfortunately, she says that to some extent it is lacking in the Ugandan film industry and says that government needs to financially support it. Princess Farida Ndausi, a Ugandan and Nigerian movie actress, talks about her life and career in Our Personality this week.
Your mother? I'm sorry, Auntie. Stop saying sorry! You hear?
Driven by passion.
Sorries, and you fucking up with my business?
Symbolized by opportunity and made possible through persistence.
What kind of a human being are you? You fucking up with my...
Summarizes the career's journey for renowned actress Farida Ndausi. Farida Zarwango, popularly known as Princess Farida Ndausi, is the firstborn in a family of 7. She started acting while in secondary school, a path she never veered off after joining Bakaimbira Drama Actors.
And from there, my bosses were like, no, this person, she's really cool, she can make it. So let me say, apart from stage, again with Bakaimbira, I started with Chigenya Genya. That was my first movie. When you call up, or when you go to what we call acting as a movie thing, that is Chigenya Genya.
A graduate of mass communication from Makerere University, has never dreamt of another career, a dream that has seen her go places. Nollywood was her dream. After watching Suicide Mission, a Nigerian movie acted to depict witchcraft in families, it was redone in a song by late Ugandan musician Harriet Kisachi. So, when the movie Roses in the Rain was acted in Uganda between Ugandan and Nigerian actors, this spiraled her breakthrough, ending up in Nollywood.
In that movie, I didn't have even more than 2 lines. It was my face expression. What I did, they're like, wow, she can do it. From nowhere, I was there and I had a phone call. I was like, Shadra Karinze from Nigeria, blah, blah. I said, what are you saying? What are you talking about? He said, yes. Oh, this is so production. I really love your acting. It's like my acting. Are you for real? And from there, I was invited to Nollywood.
And this was a dream come true for a young lady whose family was too religious to embrace acting as a lifetime career. She has since acted in various movies alongside other big names in Nigeria, something she describes as fulfilling so far.
My first movie was Yankee Boys. I remember Before the Rain, Dangerous Beauty, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Honor My Will. Then for now, I have my mother-in-law, my mother and my daughter-in-law in love. Mystery, yes, is it Misery or whatever. I've done plenty, almost, let me say, I've done almost 20 movies in Nollywood.
But this has not been without shortcomings, including sexual harassment.
It's not easy to be casted in Nollywood. I've been in Nollywood, I've been in Ghana, I've been in South Africa. I've done like 3 movies. In fact, I've gone to Kenya, Tanzania, like Malawi, But the challenges that we always face, basically, most especially ladies, you can have the admirers on set, definitely. Sometimes the producer himself, if you're not smart enough, you can face it hard.
In an industry where African movies are seen to be predictable, it takes a good actor, director and writer to make it interesting. This is the reason why she prefers Ramsey Noah to Van Vika in terms of being real.
This Ramsey Noah is a person that, for example, this acting thing is very tricky. You get, it's very hard to bring out, maybe say the emotion part or, in action parts and all that. Ramsey was the kind of a person, it's all about handing the script to him. He can bring out your story very natural, whereby Van Vika to his core. But within those two, and this Ramsey Noah has been there for a while. He knows all this acting field.
Back in Uganda, the industry, although on course, is challenged by financial difficulties, which she wants government to lend a hand.
What we need basically is a support, the government support. We need equipment whereby we try, but again, we need a hand from the government. We should keep on supporting the government. Let's talk about other side of movie side, let's say like Nollywood. The government are really putting all their eyes on acting stuff. And as I'm talking to you right now, before the government used to eat on oil. But right now, the government is getting money out of movies.
But as authorities perhaps ponder on that, Princess Farida has a word for parents.
They should just give us support. That's what I will not say much. When a parent gives you a support, I want to become a lawyer, I want to become an actor, what you need is to have a support from a parent.
Unmarried, Zarwango talks about her past relationship, denying claims that she was unfaithful.
So I didn't do anything. I don't have any force. I don't have. God is my witness. And him too, my partner, would definitely. He used to say so, but he doesn't have anything, any evidence, she used to do this or whatever. No. You understand? And by that time, I was even so young. Nothing I could do by that time.
During her free time, she likes being around green environments, going to the beach, and writing scripts. Currently eyeing Hollywood, she keeps her body in shape through swimming, working out, and programming her diet.
Oh my God, that means I cry to God to answer all my heart desires.
Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thanks, Henry, for that beautiful piece. Keep them coming. Now, Toro Kingdom has held a fundraising dinner in preparation of the 24th coronation anniversary ceremony of the Omukama of Toro. The event, held at Serena Hotel in Kampala, attracted big dignitaries in the media sector and the political arena. We had an interaction with the Deputy Minister for Cultural Affairs of Toro, Mwesije Zebidayo, who highlighted the operations and preparations for the event slated for 12th this month. Let's take a look.
Oleke Nitutekereze kiro kinu okubakira omugaso muno hakuba kitekanizibwe ministry ya tourism rundi minister wa tourism habwo kurora ngo nitusobora okutera enduru hali abatoro n'abatorokati abanya-Uganda abantu bona abanyakwetoroyire ensi yeitu habwo kurongo numananu nubasagika omulingo ogubasobora okusevingiramu ekisaro kitu ekyampanga ntugeta save river mpanga rundi tusobole kujunira ekisaro kitu ekyampanga kirungi muno kandi kikire kyobwinganiza abantu bona empango buli kasonda kona nikagamba buku buli kasonda kona abasaija abakazi abana inywena empango yaitu nimuija omukama takora investation taraliza empango nangu eba ya buli muntu wena anyakwizira akasozi ka Ruzika natangirirwa okuba mu mpango butukuruga hano hadino beraba nihwete nitugaruka toro okutekaniza empango habwo kuba erihi abanyamirwa batandikire kusiba ebiro mwenda oborabo ino mukazi tukurara na mukazi wawe ebiro mwenda nitusiba tutandikire ito abekisibo okurora empango ya rugamo eriyo bisinguzi gorobye nzaire gorobye mwebingwa gorobye akasura banyunya tulibawe nzaire tulibawe kituli kinobera abemi gorobye mwebingwa
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Arena. Introducing on the right corner, Mr. Action, the reigning heavyweight champion in the ring against
the Headache, the #1 contender. And the bell rings.
Headache charges forward with a steady right and a left hook. Action dodges. He misses out with an inch. Wait a minute. Mr. Action launches back with a kick. The final blow. He is out.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching the news tonight here on UBC TV now. In other business news, after close to 20 years of delayed flights, Uganda Airlines finally took to the skies last week, commencing with commercial flights to Nairobi, Mogadishu, Juba and Dar es Salaam. The airline's commercial director, Jennifer Bamuturaki, says that the airlines will now focus on making a name.
For being hospitable to everybody, be it Ugandan, be it another, nationality. We'll be known for our hospitality. We'll be known for our customer service. We'll be known for our on-time performance. We'll be known for our affordable, value-for-money fares. And yes, our menu will have a Ugandanness to it. But I think what matters is we are able to leave on time, like we said, and bring you back on time. Be able to take you direct and not via an intermediary point. And for you to be able to cut time, at the end of the day is if I go via a point, I lose time. If I'm to go direct, I keep my time and I'm able to do my meetings and come back. So we'll give flexibility. We'll be known for these direct routes that we give. A lot will change because then we will increase our flights on certain routes and then add more routes onto the schedule. You'll see us going to DRC, Congo, Central Republic, Africa, Central African Republic. You'll see us do more of the southern routes, Lusaka, Harare, Johannesburg, and we will increase our flights on the existing routes that we'll be doing. We'll increase Nairobi to 3 flights a day. We'll increase Juba to 2 flights, and on some days 3. We'll increase Mogadishu because we'll be flying 4 times, but we'll increase to 6. So yes, there will be a change in the route network, current and additional routes that we'll bring online.
In more business news, over 100 schools have participated in this year's agriculture camp, which aims at training and interesting young people in agribusiness. The students are taken through farming techniques which can enable them farm on a small area, but also value addition technologies have been emphasized. Adiana Koti with sport.
Agriculture remains the backbone of Uganda's economy, employing about 75% of the adult population. Given that youth constitute the highest percentage of Uganda's population, there are efforts by both government and non-government organizations to interest young people in agriculture. Schools are now the main target, where young people are taken through agriculture training using agriculture camps. This year, over 100 schools have participated in the agriculture camp hosted by Gayaza High School. Students have embraced the initiative, saying they gain a lot of knowledge in farming as well as entrepreneurial skills.
You can also just get a bottle which has been littered in the environment, and you cut it, you put the soil, and you plant seeds inside. That's making a small farm in the urban area, even if you don't have the large land.
I personally learned about rearing poultry and the things I can use for poultry. For example, I'll go and ask my mom to buy me something like 5 chickens. I rear those chickens, get their eggs, I can sell the eggs, I get my own pocket money, I don't need to stress my parents. Or I can wait for them to hatch, get more chickens and sell them. Hence I get more pocket money and also help around with my parents. Get my own, contribute to my school fees, get my own pocket money, help my brothers get their own pocket money.
The Assistant Representative for Food and Agriculture Organization in charge of programs, Dr. Charles Owach, underscored the need for students to gain skills in agriculture.
With the time, they can appreciate the role of agriculture, the role of agribusiness, the role of value chain development, both for income generation, for food, for industrialization. So imparting skills and knowledge to the young generation so that they can take on agriculture when they grow up is very important.
The youth are currently being encouraged to tap into the agricultural sector to create employment. Adiana Kuti, UBC.
The nutrition situation among children below 2 years is worrying across the country, with over 40% of children below 2 years stunted or wasted. This is mainly due to poor breastfeeding habits, bad eating habits, poverty and sheer carelessness. The most affected areas are Karamoja, Western Uganda, West Nile and the Central Region at an average of 40%.
And ensure access to those people, in particular the poor and people in vulnerable situations, including infants, safe, nutritious and sufficient food all year round.
Close to 40% of Ugandan children below 2 years are stunted and wasting due to poor feeding.
Agriculture remains the backbone of Uganda's economy, employing about 75%.
Ensure access to those people, in particular the poor and people in vulnerable situations, including infants, safe, nutritious and sufficient food all year round.
Close to 40% of Ugandan children below 2 years are stunted and wasting due to poor feeding. Experts say the situation can be corrected through proper breastfeeding and eating nutritious foods, mainly indigenous and traditional dishes that are rich in nutrients.
We don't actually discuss food issues on a daily basis. What is the missing gap? Because you're talking about monthly and weekly. Just look at 20.3% of the media houses actually trying to give information on a daily basis. So I think that we have to reflect why not on a daily basis? Because food is everything for us. And we eat food every day. But what preoccupies us? Politics and other things. Let's talk about
This was at a media dialogue by the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Food and Nutrition Division in collaboration with HIVOS under the theme Positioning Media for Policy Influence for Food and Nutrition Security in Uganda, amplifying the benefits of consuming Ugandan health diets.
You don't get green vegetables. They help you to mitigate some aflatoxin. So here is a chance to promote the vegetables for many things, not only for nutrition, but for also mitigating aflatoxin and non-communicable disease.
The Assistant Commissioner, Food and Nutrition Security, Alex Bambona, who is also the Task Team Manager, Uganda Multispectral Food Security and Nutrition Project, officiated the dialogue. Bambona appealed to the media to speak about the worrying poor nutrition levels through the available media platforms.
We are promoting the spider plant. We are promoting all these lactates, and the good news is they have been very successful. We are now growing the spider plant in Sweden.
A lecturer at Makerere University School of Nutrition, Dr. Abel Atkwase, says the solution to poor nutrition is embracing indigenous and traditional foods.
Yeah, some people have the food, but they don't know how to use it. And again, the care is, I mean, if you come us out of here, we're likely to find kids picking food from the soil. Yeah, that food it can provide nutrients, but because it has been not well handled, it can also bring in the germs.
A nutritionist at Marago Hospital disclosed that 63 districts in the country are the most affected by poor nutrition, and that at least 1.8 million children are malnourished, they are stunted and wasted. However, she says food fortification, national supplements, changing appropriate feeding practices can reverse the worrying nutrition situation.
Some of the determinants of nutrition may be how you prepare the food, how much do you eat, what type of food are you eating. Yeah, so if there is inadequate intake in terms of the quality of food you're eating and quantity of food you're eating, the preparation modes are not recommended, the hygiene and sanitation are not considered, utilization of that food will be...
Habimana Deo, reporting for ABC News.
So the utilization actually will be...
And now on the international scene, away from the battlefield and with the military fatigues put away, the soldiers of all ranks and file displayed a rich array of dances from the various communities of Uganda in a cultural gala held in Somalia. Running under the theme UPDF, a united force in cultural diversity, the gala aimed to celebrate Uganda's cultural diversity by bringing together soldiers serving under AMISOM to showcase their cultures and the peaceful coexistence between the different communities. We'll take a look.
Diversity.
In the African culture, we get an excuse to celebrate. Dance, sing, feast, eat. And I think here in Somalia, we have a very big excuse. For the first time in Africa's history, we've seen an ingrown African mission take great strides in securing the continent's peace. The success wouldn't have been possible for those who have sacrificed. So we are celebrating the lives and the sacrifices of our heroes and heroines who have gone past through this mission.
You agree with me that we are being entertained through a diversity of culture, mainly dances. So these men and women you see here are not just good fighters, they are also good dancers.
The long line hassle. With one expert, the pole placing the perfect bet is at your fingertips. Bet anytime from anywhere. Best of all, payment is instant. Place your bet on whatever you choose. Virtual games, bet games, sports, and even live betting. Winning has never been this simple. Bet with 1xBet. Advanced gaming is regulated by the Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board. Betting is addictive and can be psychologically harmful, and it's only eligible to persons above 18 years of age. Brought to you by Bet with 1xBet.
Motor rally fans in Fort Portal were thrilled with action-packed races where Uganda's top flight rally drivers competed for the podium finish in Uganda's motocross Fort Portal Challenge, where Arthur Bleak went past his counterparts to win the race. We take a look.
After finishing third in the just concluded Pearl of Africa Uganda rally in Kayunga, the crew of Arthur Blake and his co-driver Semakula George have won the Fort Portal Challenge, posting a record time of 1 hour, 12 seconds, 53 microseconds, beating Alua Hassan with a total time of 1 hour, 13 seconds, 24 microseconds, who took second place. In third place, Yasin Nasser recorded 1 hour, 13 seconds, 34 microseconds. Reigning national champion Ronald Sebuguzi finished in fourth place, registering 1 hour, 14 seconds, 47 microseconds. Other drivers who finished in top 8 are Umama Yanja posted a time of 1 hour, 14 seconds, 58 microseconds, taking the fifth place. Abdul Katete took sixth place, while Duncan Chikankane with veteran driver Vitidis finished 7th and 8th position, respectively. With the fourth round of the National Rally Championship, the final results put the Yasin Nasser crew atop with 355 points, Ronald Sebuguzi 300 points in second place, Arthur Blake in third place has 285 points, with others still hoping to catch up for the podium finish. It's the first time the crew of Arthur Blake and his newly acquired navigator George Semakula win a top event on the FMU calendar. For UBC, Helen Barbara, Gizamba.
Brought to you by Bet with 1xBet.
Let's now take a look at tomorrow's weather updates with Morley.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the Weather Center. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your weekend holiday, although we've had some wet weather conditions across much of the country. Now, for today's weather report, we'll first look at our 24-hour report. Well, according to the available data, we had Sorority reporting the highest amount of rainfall, that was 24.5 millimeters. We also had a total of 11 millimeters across Jinja. Now, looking at our satellite analysis, we see that we still have moist winds that are coming in from the Indian Ocean towards our country. Those explain the rains that we have across the eastern half of our country. We also have the Congo air mass also moving in, and that is also bringing us some light showers across the western part of the country. Now, tomorrow in the morning, we'll start off with light showers that will be across the Lake Victoria Basin, as well as the southwestern part of the country. We're also likely to have light showers that will be across the northern half of our country, and elsewhere, we'll have mostly intervals of sunny and cloudy conditions. Now, later on in the afternoon is when we have much more chances for rains. We shall see light showers across most areas within the country. Moving on to our daytime highs, we're likely to have a much more cooler day than what we are dealing with today across Kampala. Temperatures will go up to 27, and we're also likely to have a daytime high of 27 across the Karamoja region. Now, this might potentially be one of the coldest days we've had so far across this region. Now, we'll have a much cooler than that day across Kabale Highlands. We'll see temperatures going up to 24 degrees centigrade. Now, also in the forecast, we take you through some of the world cities where we're forecasting a very warm day across Dubai. Temperatures will go up to 44 with sunny conditions. We're also likely to have sunny intervals across New York, Nairobi, as well as London. And Nairobi temperatures will go up to 24 degrees centigrade, a very warm day across that area as well. And with that, we wrap up today's weather report. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Marlon Kenyana, and have a good week ahead.
Well, thank you, Molly, and that comes to the end of our news tonight, this 1st of September 2019. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and in sign language, we had Elizabeth Nakakoni. Good night.